Hey there, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of 31 Progressive Rock Stocking Stuffers for the Holidays from 1971. Hope everybody had a great Christmas day yesterday. Today, we're going to take a look at an album that was released November 26, 1971, produced by their main guy, Steve Winwood, for the Island label everywhere except for Canada, where it was on Polydor. Yes, of course, I'm talking about The Low Spark of a High-Heeled Boys by Traffic. This was another one of the albums that is kind of like borderline for this series. I mean, Traffic is one of those bands that most people never really know how to categorize or classify. It's like, are they prog? Are they jazz rock? Are they folk rock? Are they psychedelic rock? Or are they just plain old rock band that does a little bit of everything? That's probably like your best description of them. They have dabbled in all sorts of things throughout their history, and which is not a very long history, right? So these guys weren't around for that long. But another band that every album was kind of different than the last and different than the one that would come next, utilizing all these different things, bits of blues and jazz and classical and pop and R&B and prog and psychedelia and folk. I mean, just a really unique band that I think a lot of people really like from all sorts of different genres. People who favor different genres. Most people can usually say, "Yeah, Traffic, I kind of dig them," or "I really like them," even though I normally listen to this. And that's why I really wanted to include them in this series, because I think this album has enough prog on it, and definitely enough jazz rock on it, and folk rock on it to qualify as, one of my favorites from 1971 when we're talking about prog rock in general. And so in the band at the time, so this is one of their stronger lineups. Steve Winwood on lead vocals, as well as acoustic piano, organ, and guitars. And I will say his guitar work is really, really good on this album. Steve Winwood, an excellent guitar player that never gets enough credit. He's mostly known as a vocalist and an organ player, but really great guitar player. Chris Wood on saxophone and flute. Rick Gretsch on bass and violin. Of course, Rick and Steve played in Blind Faith together briefly. Rick also came from Family. You got Jim Gordon on drums. Okay, the great Jim Gordon. Jim Capaldi on percussion and lead vocals, backing vocals, lead on a couple tracks. And Rebop Kwakuba on percussion, with Mike Kelly playing drums also on one track. So, kind of like a superstar lineup for Traffic at this point. All right, Dave Mason no longer in the band for this album. Dave popped in and out of Traffic many times during the course of their short career. But this is a very stellar lineup here, and with some really great tracks. So you got, it opens up in a very mellow, sedate, folky way with Hidden Treasure, okay? Definitely a folk rock song, all right? Intricate acoustic guitars and the flutes, and very mellow, great little understated vocal there. And then, of course, you've got the 12-minute title track, which, probably one of the longest classic rock songs played on classic rock radio throughout all these years. I mean, how often do we hear 12-minute long tracks on the radio, right? There's a few of them, not a lot of them. This is one of them. And Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys is a great representation of what I talked about earlier, about how this band incorporated like jazz rock and prog. Great song. It's just got it's got like a little bluesy touch to it. But the electric piano is just amazing. The organ solo is straight prog, right? It's the vocals are haunting. Such a great song. Great song. Love that. Then you got Rock and Roll Stew, which is more of a hard rocker, right? And that you've got Jim Capaldi singing that one, kind of a bluesy hard rock, really good song. Again, great guitar work from Winwood. Many a Mile to Freedom, soaring, melodic, kind of a pop number, but it's got like little bits of folk and little bits of prog and blues in it. Great song. Then you got the fun bluesy rave up, Light Up or Leave Me Alone, which again, really good vocals and some scorching guitar work from Steve Winwood on that. Great song. And then another one of my favorite tracks on the album, it finishes it up. It's called Rainmaker. Just under 8 minutes long. And again, this is another kind of like folk, prog, classic, haunting vocals from Winwood. Really nice instrumentation. Just a really, really lovely, mysterious kind of haunting track, I think, to finish up the album. So, again, a lot of different little feels and flavors on this album, which is what I think makes it so great. But man, so many of the Traffic albums are like that. Just a lot to offer. And this just weird band that nobody really kind of fully understood, but everybody loved. It's like, yeah, whatever they are, we dig them, right? Traffic. Low Spark of High Heel Boys is my choice for today. Kind of a weird one, but we're going to include it anyway. And curious to see what you guys feel about this classic album. So post your comments in the comment section below. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course. We're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up, we got a few more of these, right, as we finish up the month of December before we move into January. So thanks for watching, everybody, and tune in soon for more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning once again for another stocking stuffer from the prog rock, the great prog rock year of 1971. Take care. Bye-bye.